welcome back to my channel. So I have my Santa hat on for you guys because for today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you guys the BEBELLA All I Want for Christmas collection. I am so excited to show you guys what this collection consists of. We have some new eyeshadow brushes and of course a brand new palette that we're going to be playing with today. And this is a look that I came up with. I definitely wanted something on the Christmassy side and I really wanted to play with a lot of these eyeshadows that were in the palette to create this particular look. So really quick about this collection. So when you do open this up, you get the palette up here, which I have it on my desk over here, and then this is where they put the brushes, and of course they also threw in a little flyer. So we have the eyeshadow palette, which runs for $12, which I think is crazy insane. $12 you guys for this palette, which I'm going to show you guys some swatches in just a second. And then we have the 12-piece brush set, which includes face and eye brushes, which runs for only $18. And then we have the entire PR collection, which is this entire box that I received from BEBELLA, which will run for only $35. Oh my god. So if you guys follow me on Instagram, I did do a IG stories of the palettes and when I did receive the PR, and I saw that the entire collection was only $35. I was like, that's amazing. So let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. I want to show you guys the palette up close and personal, show you off all of these shades that we have, and of course do the swatches on my arm. So let's go ahead and roll that clip for you guys. Have the eye tape already placed. I'm gonna go into the brand new BEBELLA All I Want for Christmas palette, which you guys already saw some of the swatches, and these colors are just absolutely beautiful. I just look for my Morphe M433. Here she is. Or you can also go into the Morphe M573, which is almost the exact same size as the Morphe M433, no más que este. It's a little bit taller and a little bit more fluffier, so I want something more closed rather than wide, because that's really gonna help to place the eyeshadow where we want it, versus if we go with something more fluffy, it's gonna go like everywhere and more blended. So this would be great for like a transition shade. So the first shade I'm gonna go into, you guys, is called Rudolph, which is this brown shade right here. And what we're gonna do, you guys, is just place it right here in the crease. And I'm gonna try my best to not go all the way up. I know that I tend to do that a lot and I am so sorry. I just get so carried away. I really want this look to be more on the wearable side, and something you guys can also recreate at home. So I'm going to try my best to just keep it right here, very, very low and not too high up. Ooh, this color is really pretty. It kind of reminds me of like a gingerbread. Como el pan. It's nice and tostadito. Normally our Christmas at my aunt's house is pretty boring. We don't really do much. We literally just sit there. We eat and then we sit on the couch and that's pretty much it. Okay, so I do want to darken this up just a little bit, mostly towards like the outer corner right here. So I'm going to go into the shade. Actually no, let's go ahead and clean up the edges first before we go into this darker shade. So I'm gonna go into Cinnamon, which is this shade right here. And what we're gonna do is just place this, still using the same brush, the Morphe M433, just going right on top of it. And remember, I'm trying my best not to go too high like I always do. So I'm gonna go in right here and just buff that. Okay, now I want to darken up that outer corner. So I'm going to go into Chimney, which is this nice dark brown shade. And what we're going to do is just place it towards the outer corner of our eye. Literally just right here. We're going to extend it outwards. And I did switch my brush. I'm using the BEBELLA NG334 brush because it's really small and detailed and I just want this color right there. I'm going to take some right here. I'm going to go back into my Morphe M433 and picking up more of that shade called Rudolph. And I'm just going to go right on top of it to blend out any harsh lines that we have from the darker brown that we just placed. The eyeshadows are performing very well. I'm very impressed and I'm really liking how it's giving me like a gingerbread vibe. I don't know, like very warm and toasty. I am gonna go into a little bit of black, but I'm not gonna take it, hopefully, because I feel like I always change my mind when I'm like in the zone. Just like right here, a little bit of black right here. So I'm gonna go into the shade Not Me. Now this black does have a little bit of shimmer, so I'm just gonna grab just a tiny bit. I'm gonna see first and see what this does. Like if there's a lot of glitter. Oh, okay. You can't really see the glitter, so that's really nice. I just want this part to be more smoky. So I just go back and forth, kind of like we're applying eyeliner. And it's okay if it's not perfect because we are gonna cover that with the silver glitter. So it doesn't have to be too perfect, just as long as this part right here is blended, because aquí sí se va a ver. Going back to Chimney, that nice dark brown shade, I'm gonna go right on top of it just to buff it out just a little bit more, make it more on the smoky side, so that way it blends in nicely like that. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go into this Morphe Jet eyeliner, and it's just a black eyeliner. So with this, we're gonna go ahead and use this bullet brush from Morphe. It's the S20. This did come in a set, so I don't know if you can buy it individually because I bought this like a long time ago, but I will try my best to see if I can find a bullet brush for you guys on Morphe. I'm sure they have some. So what I'm doing, you guys, is just to darken it up just a little bit more. We're just gonna go ahead and place it where we placed the black eyeshadow. That's why I liked using the black matte shadow first. I've noticed that if I do that first and then I go on with a cream and then I start to buff it into that black that we just placed, it blends it out a lot smoother, as you guys can see, versus if I were to go in with the cream first and then try to buff it out with some black eyeshadow. I feel like it still blends, but it's definitely more work. And with this, since we already have the transition shade placed, which is that black shade, and then just going in with the black, it just makes it a little bit darker. But yet we don't have to do too much work. So I'm going to go into the BEBELLA NG335 brush. It's just a nice flat brush. I did apply a little bit of blush on my lower lashes when I went out, but it's still clean. I only used it once right here because there's no other silver shimmery shade. You guys can see these ones, these glitters are more on the chunky side. These are more, you know, shimmery buttery, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna try it without any Fix Plus or setting spray. So I'm gonna pick up that shade and see how it applies on the eyes. So basically you're just gonna buff it on. Okay, so it's not as shimmery. See, like that, that's really pretty. So it's not as pigmented if it's on the dry side. And if that's the look that you guys are going for, by all means, go for it. I'm just gonna spray some setting spray, pick some up and see what happens. You just want to follow your natural crease. With this eyeshadow, it's not as buttery as some BEBELLA creamy eyeshadows that I've used in the past, but it's still really pretty, and it kind of does look very on the gray side, right? I feel like it looks kind of gray. It does give me some kickback in the pan. Don't know if a lot of you guys are a fan of kickback, but there is some on the pan, and I'll show you guys right here. But there is some, as you guys can see right there. But yeah, definitely I thought it would be a little bit more on the creamier side. It's still not a bad, ugly eyeshadow. Like, I'm still satisfied with it. You know, it still looks really, really pretty. But I did want to point that out. It's definitely more like on the chunky side, like not too chunky like the glitters that we're about to jump into, but it's not as soft or as buttery. Hopefully that makes sense. I normally go into this brush too, you guys, to apply like creamy eyeshadows, glitter, and all that good stuff. So also shimmery shades like the one that we want to go into. Okay, so it doesn't apply it as good as the brush that I was just using. That's interesting. So no agarra tanto, as you guys can see here. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it. That worked a little bit better. Oh yeah, this worked a lot better. So I guess it totally depends on you and what you prefer. Maybe because this one is just more fluffy and this one's more flat. I feel like the bristles are definitely going different directions. So I definitely would recommend to either do this, but with the other brush, I really like how, even though this is not as buttery, I really do like how it leaves this corners. Like, it spreads out the eyeshadow. That makes sense. Like, it just like dust. Like, if I go like this, it applies some of that shimmery shadow. And it already looks blended, versus with this, I feel like I wouldn't get that same effect. So I guess it depends on what look you're going for. So for the chunky glitter, I think I'm gonna go into this one just because the other one is more like fluffy. So again, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it wet. I think it's absolutely beautiful, so pretty. It really gives me a Christmas vibe. Ooh, yep, I was right. This brush, perfect for this. Oh yeah, wow, now this glitter is nice. So I'm not gonna take it all the way back here. I just mainly want it like in this area, and then with whatever we have left, just start to like slowly go back this way. So that's why I went in with the shimmer shade first, you guys, so that way it doesn't look super cut off, and once you take pictures, it just will all look nice and like smooth out. I'm really liking this glitter. Wow. And I didn't even have to use any glitter adhesive to apply this. And the glitter is actually really comfortable on my eyelids. I really do enjoy that. Wow. Hi. So I went ahead and did this eye off camera because I kind of wanted to see if I could add some gel liner on top of the glitter, and yes, I could. I'm gonna go ahead and use a Morphe M431 pencil brush to apply that gel liner. So I'm gonna go ahead and just tidy up a little bit more right here, and I'm using tapping motions. And then I'm going back to my BEBELLA, the NG334 brush, picking up more of that Not Me shade, that black shade. And what we're gonna do, you guys, is just start to tap the eyeshadow in like this. Now go ahead and slap on your favorite mascara, and then go ahead and slap on your favorite pair of lashes. I'm going to go back into that Morphe gel liner, and I'm going to go into the Morphe M432 brush, and we're going to use this to apply some towards the lower lash line. And the reason why I'm going into this brush is because I don't want to go too down. I really want to try my best to keep this like really close to the lash line. And now what you're going to do is just go back into the Not Me shade and a little bit of Chimney just to set that. I'm gonna go into the Makeup by Mario. This is his eye pencil, and it's just brown in the shade The Perfect Brown. And what we're gonna do, you guys, is just place this in the waterline, and then we're gonna go ahead and tide line our eyes. I'm gonna go into the shade called Hot Cocoa, which is this shade right here. And we're gonna go ahead and use this, you guys, to just set the brow bone. All right, so the eyes are pretty much done, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom you guys out so we can go ahead and do this skin. So we also have some brushes, you guys, that BEBELLA sent over with the entire collection. So here we have the eye brushes, which I should have used for today's tutorial. I'm so sorry, I totally spaced it. But I'm gonna go into the face brushes, which are all of these. Super soft, very great quality. I did use some BEBELLA brushes in today's tutorial. I'm gonna go into this brush, and this is super soft. Oh my god. I'm gonna go into this brush for my foundation. For foundation, as per usual, I'm gonna go into the matte Born This Way foundation from Too Faced Cosmetics in the shade Warm Beige. For concealer today, I'm going to go into the Benefit boi-ing Cakeless Concealer in the shade number 5. And we're just going to place this where we always apply our concealer, which is underneath the eyes, on the forehead, and of course down the bridge of the nose and on our chin. To cream contour, as per usual, my Y05 HD stick foundation from Makeup Forever. I'll apply cream contour, you guys, on the sides of my nose once I'm done with the concealer. So we're going to just blend it out with a beauty sponge. You can use whatever sponge you like that you normally use to blend out your concealer. Now I'm going to go ahead and just cream contour the sides of my nose. So I'm going to go back into that sponge, you guys, and just blend that out. I'm going to go into the One Size translucent powder and bake under the eyes just to really set areas where we place the concealer. So now to set the cream contour, you guys, I'm going to go into this. It's an oldie but a goodie, the Bahama Mama. I used to use this all the time from the Bomb Cosmetics. And to apply the bronzer, I'm going to go into this brush, again from BEBELLA. So I'm just going to pick up some of that bronzer. And what we're going to do is just set the place and go ahead and set that cream contour. Ooh, this brush feels really soft. I actually like it. So I do notice that they don't have a brush to apply the blush. So I'm just going to go into the same brush that we used to apply the bronzer. So for the blush today, you guys, I'm going to go into this one from Benefit, and it's called the Dandelion Blush. I used to use this a lot as well, and I forgot how good it really is. I really like how it's nice and subtle, but it still gives you a nice hint of pink. Like a peachy pink, and I think it's just really, really pretty. So now to dust away, you guys, the entire powder, I noticed that they have this brush that kind of reminds me of the Morphe R11 brush. Obviously the Morphe one is a little bit more puffier, and this one's a little bit more skinnier, but I wonder if I just have to break it in. But I'm gonna go ahead and just use it to dust off the setting powder, and yeah, super soft quality. I love this. For highlight, you guys, they do have these two brushes, which I normally go into something more like this to apply my highlight. I hardly ever go into these fan brushes. I normally go into these like to apply the highlight down on the body, but for the face I always go into something like this. So for highlight today, I'm going to go into this one from Maven Beauty. Someone correct me down below. In the shade called Draped Up. Did you guys buy anything from Fashion Nova this Black Friday and Black Friday and Cyber Monday sales? They were having 90% off, you guys. 90% off their stuff. That's insane. I did buy a few things from Fashion Nova, mostly for like going to sleep, like nothing too like to go out or anything, because I mean we can't go out because of COVID. I'm gonna go into this brush, you guys, from the BEBELLA. I'm just gonna go into that highlighter just like that. I'm just gonna play it some towards like my body like this. When we take pictures, it looks nice and like glowy. I'm gonna go into some more powder, you guys, from that One Size, and just kind of cut my cheekbones here, let it bake for a little bit, and on my nose as well. For lips today, you guys, as per usual, I'm gonna go into the Morphe Sweet Tea lip pencil. If any of you guys have any other like brown lip pencils that you definitely recommend that you're obsessed with, please leave them down in the comments. I want to try something new, but I just can't get away from Sweet Tea from Morphe. For lips today, you guys, I'm going to go into the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte Lipstick in the shade Trendsetter. Alright, my honeys, so that is it for today's makeup tutorial using this entire collection. What do you guys think? Comment down below what your thoughts are. I'm going to go ahead and just share my thoughts really quick before I do let you guys go. So with the palettes, the All I Want for Christmas palette, I think it's just absolutely beautiful. I think the eyeshadows performed very, very well. The only thing that I would have to say is when I went into Sleigh Bell, you guys noticed in the tutorial that it wasn't as creamy or as buttery, so there is a lot of fallout and kickback with that particular shadow. I wonder if it's the same with Tis the Season, which is this one right here. But overall, I feel like it still did a really good job on my eyelids. I feel like it looks really good still. Like, look at that. Like, I just think it just still did a very, very nice job. And you guys saw me use two different brushes as well to apply that eyeshadow. So overall, I mean, I didn't have issues. I guess it's just, I just wish it would have performed a little bit better. maybe a little bit more on the buttery side, because I have used BEBELLA shadows before and they are on the buttery side. So with this one, definitely I would say it's more on the chunky side. Tootsie, this one's very on like the buttery side. You know, they made these really glittery ones and then more of a chunky shade, and then these ones are more like this one too. Look, this one's like more on the buttery side. So I wonder if that's what they were going for. And let me tell you guys, I am mostly more obsessed with the really chunky glittery shades. Oh my god, especially Frosty, which is the one that we have on the main lid. I didn't have to use any glitter adhesive like I normally would go into when it comes to glittery chunky shadows like this. I literally only had to use my setting spray, and that was pretty much it. It doesn't feel heavy on my eyelids. Like when you guys get this palette and you guys put that shade on, you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, like it doesn't feel heavy at all. Normally when I go in with like loose glitter, especially silver or any other colors, my eyes feel very heavy. And with this, you guys, it doesn't feel heavy at all. There is a little bit of fallout. You guys can see like there's some glitter on my cheeks, but I mean, that's okay. I can just, you know, wipe that away with like a spoolie. It's just absolutely beautiful. Like, yeah, I'm just like obsessed. Like, wow, look at that. Of course, if you already have shades like this, and I would definitely say skip out. You don't need it in your life, but I still think $12 is very reasonable, and it's just crazy on how affordable this is. Definitely check out their foundation too. I love their foundation. I actually ran out of it, so I have to buy some more. But that foundation was so bomb and so good as well, and for the price too. The brushes, definitely pick them up. I love them, super soft, and I have no complaints about the brushes. You know, I don't know. I'm thinking of something negative to say, but so far so good. I mean, like I said, I've used their brushes before in my past videos, and they always perform really, really well. So I hope that helps. If you guys are interested in picking up this collection, I will link everything down below for you guys. Besitos. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Do not forget to subscribe and click that little notification bell before you do leave my channel today. Bye guys!